I just noticed that I forgot to say hi in this video. Hi.
I'm on vacation, so that's why the background's different, and it's also why I look the way I look right now. Anyway, I kind of felt the need to make a video about this because I've been getting very angry about this topic for a very long time now. And before I start, here's a quick disclaimer. I don't have anything against cis people or straight people or whatever. I just want them to shut the fuck up, and I don't want to be anywhere near them, but I don't have anything against them. No, in case you're a little stupid, that was a joke. I don't hate cisheads, just to clear that up. But lately I've been seeing more and more straight cis people posting, for example, pictures with pride flags or making these typical LGBT statements like love is love or stuff like that. And sometimes it really annoys me. Don't get me wrong, allies are great and important. If you are an ally, that's cool. Thanks for not being an asshole, I guess. And I also think that non-LGBTQ people should be allowed to talk about LGBTQ topics, and it's great if they stand up for queer people. And it's cool if you, for example, attend Pride to support us and everything. As long as you don't make it about yourself. Because no matter how great and important allies are, they're not a part of the LGBTQ community. And also the L in LGBTQIA+ doesn't stand for ally. And don't tell me that's gatekeeping. As a straight cis person, you don't need to be in this community. For my part, you're still welcome at Pride or in other queer spaces if you want to, but even then, it's not about you. You know, sometimes I just feel like people see activism as this cool and fancy accessory. And then they post and say things without getting the full meaning behind it. And that's what bothers me. Posting a photo with a rainbow flag because it looks cute might seem like a fun thing to do for you, but for most queer people, it isn't always. In the end of the day, you're still straight and cis and don't have to live with the negative aspects of this whole thing. You can just go and live your privileged life as always. Queer people can't just take this off again. I'm trans all the time and I will be for my whole life, and I can't just choose when it's cool and fun and when not. I experience and feel every day that I'm not like other people, and it truly impacts my life. And that's what makes me so angry about people taking activism too easy, because it's not about choosing the fun parts. And that's something that doesn't only happen with LGBTQ activism and culture, but obviously it's where it strikes me the most. And every time I rant about this, there's at least one person who's like, but Jans, how can you know if all these people are really straight and cis? I mean, you used to be an ally too. True, I can't. That's why I'm not telling specific people to not post things like that. Unless I know them really well. In this case, I might say something. So okay, let's not talk about complete strangers here, because obviously I can't know their situation. Let's only talk about people I know, who I'm friends with, and who told me that they're straight and cis. I can still think of several people who do this or have done this in the past. And I'm pretty sure they're not the only ones. And that's something that makes me mad sometimes, even though they're my friends. Maybe it makes me less mad because I know that they at least educate themselves on the topic and they know their privilege. Or maybe it makes me even more mad because they know all this stuff and they still do it. I'm not sure, but in the end, it doesn't really make a difference. Of course, you can still argue against my point of view and say that what these people do is still better than nothing. These people probably have good intentions, and at least they're spreading a little awareness. Maybe they're even reaching people who would never come across this topic otherwise. I somehow agree. That's the same thing as in the debate about H&M pride shirts. Yes, they're making queerness more normal, more mainstream in a way, which in general is good for society. But they're still making it too easy for themselves and for others, and I think it's kind of inconsequent. And also, does H&M really care about LGBTQ rights? I doubt it. They just want to make money. If you want to be an activist, you have to do a little more than just wave a rainbow flag once a year. And I'm not only talking about LGBTQ activism here. Where did all the Black Lives Matter Instagram posts go? That's the same thing. I think in general, people tend to call themselves activist way too fast nowadays. I don't even know if I'd call myself an LGBTQ activist, because there's still a lot more I could and also would want to do. I don't know. Also, in my experience, those straight girls who post pride pictures on Instagram because it's cute are often the same girls who want a gay best friend and fetishize gay guys. And that's not any better than straight guys fetishizing lesbians. It's disgusting and disrespectful. Also, there's more to the LGBTQ community than skinny white cis gays, and if you're only supporting gays and lesbians, you're not an LGBTQ ally, you're an LG ally. And if you as a straight cis person are using pride to make yourself look good and progressive, you're not an honest ally. Because in the end, you're doing it for yourself and not for queer people. And in this case, I'd rather speak for myself than let you do it. As I already said, I have nothing against cisheads coming to Pride. Actually, I'm very happy about more and more people being there. But let's not forget the reason Pride exists. It's not about cisheads, it's about queer people, and no matter how great allies attending Pride are, It's queer people who should be in the center during this time and queer voices that should be heard. And also Pride should never just be a party. Yes, we have things to celebrate. We can celebrate what we already achieved. We can celebrate ourselves. We can celebrate our identities. But the first Pride was a riot, and that's why we should always stay political and remember that there's still a lot to do in this world. I don't know, that's just something that bothers me a lot, especially about the very big Pride parades that get more and more commercial. Because let's be honest, all these brands, they don't really care about us, they care about the publicity. What also kind of bugs me are all these love whoever you want statements. I get it, they sound nice and casual and everything, but I feel like whoever came up with this probably doesn't really get the point. Because again, that's too easy. In a way, it indicates that we can choose who we love, and that's not true. And I'm sure many queer people probably didn't want to love the same gender because that makes life a lot harder for them. It's easy for a straight musician to say, love whoever the fuck you want on stage because they never struggled with it. The hundreds or thousands of applauding people in the audience might not even think about what they're really saying in this moment or might not even get the full meaning behind it. And the people who get it because they experienced it don't have a voice in this moment. But for the musician or whoever, it's just an example, who said it, it's a great way to make themselves look good. And it pisses me off that these people are often celebrated for this as if they just ended homophobia forever. I mean, yeah, I've also applauded for straight artists waving pride flags before. Because I'm happy when people use the platform they have, and especially in situations like concerts, I get emotional. There's no shame in that, and I'm not saying that straight cis people should stop positioning themselves. Of course not. I'm just saying that we don't need to treat it like some heroic act every time a straight person says that homophobia is bad. Though of course that's still a nice thing to do, especially since there are people who don't even say that. The reaction of fans and media and stuff like that is just often so excessive, and if they paid only a little bit of this attention to actual queer people, that would already help a lot. And of course there are also many good examples of celebrities showing solidarity with the queer community, and I love that. I still think we should also talk about the bad ones where people don't really think it through and their actions are just inconsequent. Just keep questioning the intention of people's activism, you know, that's all basically. Thanks for watching, tell me what you think in the comments, and if you want to see more of me, there are some other videos, and I also have a second channel. I recently started to make some vlogs about my transition on my second channel, so if you're interested in that, subscribe to it, and of course, take care of yourself and have a nice day. Ja?
Moin. Guckst du gleich mit Boot fahren?
Ja, ich will aber das Video noch zu Ende drehen.
Das darfst du nicht, aber kommst du danach mit Boot fahren?
Ja.
Nicht sogar Rad, ne?
Mhm.
Ja, dann kannst du nicht mit Boot fahren, wenn du unter Alkoholeinfluss stehst.